Personal log, Ensign Sarala.
Personal log, Ensign Sarala.
Stardate 47272.9.
47272.9.
The bridge officers took the shuttle Excalibur down to the surface of Series 4 to collect our ship's counselor. A freak ion storm forced me to put the Waverider shuttle down in a clearing. When the away team emerged from the shuttle, we were horrified to discover neanderthal-like humanoids in tattered Starfleet uniforms. The entire trip has been a bunch of firsts for me. For one, I never thought we'd be fighting off primitive, de-evolved people. For another, I never thought I'd be synthesizing antidotes. Commander Damari inhaled some plant dust that poisoned him, so while Captain Logan and Lieutenant Commander Nora entered the lab campus to collect Lieutenant Commander Drell, the Chief and I flew the lab's shuttle back to Excalibur. I was able to craft an antidote for the Chief and left him to get the power restored to our shuttle while I returned to the rest of our team. I really hope the others have come up with a way to revert the de-evolution on this planet, especially since there's another bigger ion storm rolling in.
Captain Logan, you watch as the shuttle from the lab comes down and sets down gently nearby, avoiding the supplies you've gathered with Dr. Ship on the shuttle landing pad here at the campus. And you believe you have all the components you need to begin working on a cure for the devolution.
All right, I'll approach the shuttle kind of with my hand up. Ensign Sarala!
Yes, Captain.
How's the Chief?
I think he's going to make it. He's restoring power in our shuttle right now.
Good. Excalibur's... She's flight worthy?
She will be as soon as the Chief restores power.
All right, by my estimates, we've got less than an hour to get out of here before this ion storm comes bearing down on us. Here's the plan, Ensign. We're going to try to attract all of the Neanderthals we can by gathering up all the food. You see, we've stacked the supplies over there. And as they approach, the Lieutenant Commander and the Counselor have gathered all the ingredients we need to synthesize a cure. So once they arrive, we think we can, well, cure them all as best we can. It may take some stunning. So, phasers at the ready, Ensign.
I'll meet you inside.
Sounds good. So is Dr. Ship here as well?
Yep.
Cool.
She's beginning to look a little bit... I mean, she's hanging in there despite current events. But if you're going to use her expertise in attempting to cure this, you're probably going to have to do it sooner rather than later, because she's in a state of devolution as well.
All right. And at this moment, where is the XO and the Counselor?
They also just returned with the required organic component or specimens that had to be gathered.
All right.
Which the Dr. Ship instructed them to find.
All right. I'll walk up to them as they approach. Commander, Counselor, I don't think we have long with Dr. Ship. Counselor, do you think you can assist her in making a hypo?
I believe that I can.
All right. Any trouble?
No, sir. Everything went smoothly.
All right, good. Commander, I think we have less than an hour. You want to help me gather up this food? My hope is that all the Neanderthals approach when they can smell it. We've set up a couple of industrial fans to blow the scent out.
Very well, sir. I'll be happy to help.
All right, we will get to work on that easy. We'll get the fans set up, blowing the
Okay.
scent of the food around.
All right. And Commander Drell, you're going to help Dr. Ship, correct? In the lab?
Yes.
All right. So we'll deal with the lab first. So Dr. Ship, you're walking in there, and she kind of pauses for a moment and she squints her eyes, and she shakes her head, and she kind of comes out of it, and she's like, "Whatever we're doing, we need to do it fast. We need to first, gosh, we need to identify the cause." Here, and she leads you over into the lab, which you've been in before, and you're going to be. She's like, "I don't think I can do this myself, but I'll be able to assist you." And she takes you over to one of the tables, and there's kind of like a electron microscope system on the table there. She's like, "First, we'll need to divide these samples onto some plates so we can get a better look at them." And you guys proceed, and you get them all on the little glass slides, or they probably wouldn't be glass in this universe, but you know what I mean.
They're clear aluminum.
Yep, transparent aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yes.
I understand that we need to accomplish this in a rather quick pace. However, I find that I work best when I'm able to express myself and talk about what's on my mind.
She just kind of stares at you blankly. Okay, well, I guess I'm all open.
You seem reserved or upset or distracted.
I think a little bit all of the above. Whatever is affecting us is. I feel like it's beginning to affect me more, but. And then with. We just need to get this done so we can get out of here. I won't let everyone just die here. We've already lost too many.
Would it help if I held your hand for 5 seconds?
She
Human touch is known to have healing properties.
she looks kind of down at down to her side where her hands are, and she's like, "Sure." And she
Well, with your permission. And I'll hold her hands for just 5 seconds.
Okay. She kind of takes in a deep breath, and she's like, "Yeah, we can do this. Let's do this." All right. Now to start, first bring up the plant sample. So, Commander Drill, I'm gonna need you to make a reason and science task. This is going to be difficulty 3. You're looking here to hopefully isolate some of the sources of this.
I think so. One die or 2 die for the task.
It's going to be 2 die. The doctor will be assisting with 1. Let's see. Can the doctor pull off anything? Oh wait, no. You'd have to get at least 1 success. Let me check something here. Yeah, you start taking a look at it, and she's trying to describe what you're looking for. She's like, "It's just you'll see it in the cell. It's going to be right there, but you're just not you're not finding it." Um, she's like, "Okay, here, just let me look for a second." And she looks in, and I'm going to call this. So we can do this a number of ways. You can try this again if you want to use some momentum, or we can say that Dr. Ship takes a look and is able to identify the cause in this situation, but that I'm gonna take threat for doing that.
Mm,
Do it.
Me?
It's your
I'm
call.
scared. I don't want to do either. I think I'm gonna have her look for it, even though we're gonna take threat.
Okay.
Just because with all of these things I'm sensing from her, it's very distracting, and it's hard for me to focus.
No, of course. So she takes a look and she looks in there and she said, there it is. It's the radiogenic properties of the planet. The ion storm is interacting with them and it's causing the devolution. All right, now so how she turns to you and looks. How have you been feeling? You seem to be less affected. Have you felt anything?
Fortunately, I have not felt anything.
Okay. Let's see here. So alright. Now, I think she's doing some calculations. I think here. Alright. You've seen several of the Neanderthals moving around. We both have. We need to determine how the living cells of these creatures are affected by this phenomenon. And she kind of she grabs a nearby syringe that's on the table, and she kind of just pricks herself with it and squeezes some of her own blood out onto one of the microscope trays and puts it under there. Do you want her to attempt the task here, or do you want to try again?
Here, allow me.
This is going to be a control and medicine, if that's any better for you.
Yes.
And this is difficulty 3, so decide if you want to use momentum or not.
Do it.
How do I add momentum?
You just tell me you do.
Yes.
And make it a third die.
So add a third die to your roll.
So do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the doctor will be assisting.
Question, do you have a focus? Oh!
And the doctor assists. I'm just rolling this on my own desk. And she adds a 4th success in. So you guys easily manage to you quickly are able to track the pattern in the cellular decay and re-evolution, and you gain yourselves 2 momentum back from that.
Oh, does Studious apply to this? Since I spent 1 momentum to obtain information, right? Is that correct? No.
This is not necessarily obtaining information is specifically from. It's a specific momentum spend.
Okay.
So you can spend momentum to obtain information. You spent momentum to gain an additional die.
Oh, okay.
So, but because you were so successful on this will make figuring out the proper sequence of the organics, compounds, and samples you've gathered easier, which it's going to be a difficult task. So Dr. Ship, she goes over to a table where she has an array of various synthesizers and beakers and things of that nature, and she begins kind of mixing some of the items together and She runs a few of them through. What is that thing called? It's the thing they run blood through to
Centrifuge?
Yes, a centrifuge. And she pulls out some certain items. So she is beginning to put them together, and she freezes again, and she's grasping her head. She's like, I can't concentrate.
Why don't you attempt this while you tell me a story? What was your childhood like? Where did you grow up?
I don't think this is the time for stories. And she kind of she falls down
Not again.
onto her knees, and she's just kind of grasping her head, and after a second passes and she's just there, and then she completely falls down onto the ground. She appears to be unconscious.
Captain,
Go ahead, counselor.
it appears that I may need some assistance.
All right, I'll be right there. Commander, can you watch the landing pad? They could be arriving any moment now.
Will do, sir. They'll be stunned as they come in.
All right. Ensign, can you try to patch through to Damari? I'd like to hear his status. I think the ion storm is still affecting comms. You're muted.
Comms are down.
Comms are down.
Comms are not working.
Yeah. Even if you attempt it, it's not going to work.
Captain, I think the storm is close enough to be interfering. I can't get through.
Ensign, I've got a bad feeling. Can you take the shuttle over to him?
Yes, of course.
All right. Commander, you be okay?
Very well, sir.
All right, shout if you need assistance. He'll kind of look around and holster his phaser and walk into the complex.
And you walk into the lab and you see all kinds of things scattered on the table, and you see Dr. Ship there kind of collapse on the floor in a ball.
Counselor, is she devolving?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right. How far along are we? Unfortunately, my medicine... Oh, wait. Actually, my medicine background is terrible, but my science background is good. So, bring me up to speed, Counselor.
My science is bad and my medicine's pretty good, I guess, but I don't remember all the things. That's out of character.
I hope it was in character.
So you know she's close to, just looking at what she's laid out, you know she's close to a solution here.
I think she's on the brink of solving this. I don't quite remember everything that she said. However, it was all starting to come together, and I wish that we could just revive her as I slap her face.
She just kind of goes, no, but with no real reaction.
I think Logan's gonna stop for a second and put a hand on Drell's shoulder. Be like, Counsel, I don't think she's coming back, and I'm afraid this isn't my area of expertise. I think you're the only person on this entire planet who can see this through to the end right now.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Understood.
No pressure.
Can I attempt to... So I have push everything to its limits as a value,
Yes,
and
sir.
then I have a talent of... which one is it? Sorry. Spend 1 determination to add 3 points to the group momentum pool, but normal determination rules apply. So have to spend a determination to a value, right?
Yes. Which push everything to limits. Isn't that one of your values?
Yes. Push everything to its limits as a value, and then Spirit of Discovery is spend a determination to add 3 points to the group momentum pool. I'm trying to help her feel inspired.
Add 3 points to the group momentum pool.
Yep, but it cost my determination.
So you're doing that?
I'm doing that.
All right, you got 6 momentum.
We need the counselor to succeed.
So, and pushing everything to its limits definitely applies here, because this is going to be a daring medicine or daring science to compile this last few things together. Because while you guys have some science background and some medical background, you're not a ship's doctor.
Can I assist her by using whatever computers are nearby, like running any calculations or anything?
Absolutely.
I will say that. I'll be like, damn it, Logan. I'm a counselor, not a doctor.
Nice.
Nice. So, whichever way you want it to be, if you want to go daring medicine or daring science.
I'm going to go daring science, hands down, on my assist roll.
What am I rolling?
So, you've got 6 momentum. This is going to be difficulty 4.
If you spend all 3 momentum, Raven, you can add 3 dice to your pool, so you'll be rolling 5 dice.
Okay, and then what else am I supposed to roll? Which attributes and disciplines?
Either daring medicine or daring science.
Oh, that was an obvious choice.
And do you have any focuses that apply?
The only thing I have is that studious thing.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, no, that wouldn't apply here.
All right, we'll spend all 6 momentum, right?
All 6? Add 3
Yeah,
dice?
add 3 dice, Raven. So we got 6 dice needing 4 successes.
0 momentum. All right, you got 4, but you rolled to complication.
Oh!
So that brings you back 2 momentum.
How did I get 2?
You critted.
Oh, I rolled a 1. I critted. Woo!
Crit, son.
I think he's looking at it like, Counselor, it's exactly like the way Golgi bodies generate power for the cell. That's what's happening with the inversion from the radioisotopes.
Yes.
The counselor's over there just picking random.
That was my biology 101.
Freshman biology, if you recall.
Yes, Captain.
So the counselor did roll a complication.
That should be fine.
Which I believe, I'm probably forgetting. I'm probably misremembering the rules, but you can spend one of those momentums to cancel out the complication, or you can take it.
We'll take it. It's more interesting. And by the way, for everyone watching right now, do note that we're still brand new to this system. So sorry if we're fumbling a little. This is for all of us to learn it. Just hang in there with us. Oh, it is mitochondria, not Golgi. I said Golgi bodies.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years, all right? It's been 20 years.
I'm taking that complication and turning it into a threat.
All right, cool.
Rude.
I know. You have it. You now have a cure to this devolution. You can synthesize it into hyposprays, or potentially, and Captain Logan, you realize this as you're working on the computers with your mitochondrial DNA.
There you go.
Your Golgi body. With your Golgi body.
Bodies.
My Golgi dad bod.
Just ribo flavor.
You think using the lab's reactor, you could rig some sort of reverse pulse that would essentially it would cover a huge area, but anything in that radius would immediately feel the effects of the curative.
All right, I'll look at it for a second and be like, Counselor, come look over my shoulder. Unless I'm wrong, I think we could rig up the primary transmitter to send out a reverse tachyon pulse.
Pulses. Of course.
We can negate the radioisotopes that are affecting the cells, and if my calculations are correct, a single pulse should be able to heal anyone within, I don't know, 100 meters?
Few kilometers, actually.
A few kilometers. Well, there you go. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. That should be a exponent. Yeah, it's a few kilometers.
Carry the one. You do, however, know this is going to be, if you attempt that, it's going to be very difficult, and you'll have one shot at it because you'll be overloading the basis reactor. And if it fails, there won't be a second reactor to attempt it with. The hypo sprays are definitely the safe path, except for the fact that you'll either have to wrestle the Neanderthals or stun them in order to administer it. Which you definitely can do both.
Yeah, I was going to say, all right, Counselor, this is going to take all of the remaining emergency power this complex has. We got one shot at this, and if it fails, we'll have to fall back on the hypo sprays. By the sounds of it, we've got maybe 30 minutes.
Right, let's get to it, Captain.
All right, bringing up primary power online now.
And cutting scene. And we jet over to the Waverider. Talk, you're over there, you're looking at everything, and you're just thinking, how is it possibly this mixed up?
What?
Just,
Oh, God, space time.
I will completely undo everything. Like, there's no point. There's no point. Like, everything is disconnected.
Cool,
Sequence
yeah.
talk. Sequence.
That's definitely easy for you to do. As you're doing that, you pull out the last nice linear chip, and you hear a shuttle land just outside of the Waverider, and you see that it's Ensign Sarala.
All right, I will meet her at the door.
So yeah,
Ensign, report.
Oh, Lieutenant Commander, the captain was worried about you because it's taking a while and we have no comms.
I did have to go back to the start, but it's up and working now.
Do you need some help?
Actually,
you are back at the start.
in fact, this should be working now. Oh, did I fix it all or no? I'm sorry.
You are back at the start. It's now you have to fix it.
All right.
Nice.
So this is going to be what's called an extended task.
All right.
An extended task, it's kind of a weird thing to wrap your head around. But essentially, imagine that you had a progress bar with 12 ticks in it. And each time you make a task roll, it's going to fill a certain amount of that progress bar. But you have a certain number of tasks you can really even roll before either, a giant ion storm shows up, eaten by local wildlife, things like that.
I mean, I'm just gonna abandon the Waverider. I'm just kidding, y'all.
I mean, you could. You do know the shuttle will not carry all the base personnel, though.
Okay. All right. As I start, question,
Yes.
GM. If I were going to have Ensign Sarala, if I got the computer to give her a schematic, take out the shield generator from the shuttle so that I could also install a secondary shield on the Waverider.
So, hold on.
Never mind. I'm not
Run that back for me again.
complicated.
No,
Too complicated. I'm good.
no, it's not too complicated. I like it. So, just run it past me again. I'm
All
sorry.
right. So the shield core.
Yes.
There should be some minor shielding in the shuttle.
Yeah.
as well as ours. If I
Yep.
were to have Ensign Sarala take out that component and essentially make an ad hoc extra shield for the ion storm that I could just install,
You could do that, yeah.
would that take relatively the same amount of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the two of you working on it, yeah. There will be no shields left on the shuttle, though.
On the other shuttle.
Yes, on the base shuttle.
Yes. Correct. But we'll have everything in the Waverider.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Then, I'll pull out the tablet, one of the tablets, the Trek pod.
Yes.
And be like, computer, bring up schematics for the shield core of what type of shuttles are the
Type
base?
6 shuttle.
For Type 6 shuttle. Ensign.
Yes, Chief.
This has all of the schematics. This piece here is exactly what I need. The computer will walk you step by step on what to disconnect. We're going to make an extra shield while I reconnect the rest of this.
Got it.
All right.
Just, I'm making Ensign. Just follow the steps.
Hopefully I'll be better at deconstruction than I am fixing things.
All right. So,
All right, so I got my extended task rolls.
yes. So, these will be relatively easy for you, because they're control engineering, which I know is like your specialty.
That is my specialty.
They do have a base difficulty of 2. Here's the thing with an extended task, though. So basically, if you score like a boatload of successes in a single roll, it's called a eureka, more or less, and that can permanently reduce the difficulty for the remaining tasks.
Tight. Would my focus of power systems apply here?
Absolutely.
So I add a die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Wait, no. Focus.
Your focus increases the critical range, essentially.
Increases. I got it.
Yeah.
So is there anything I need to put to change? Oh, focus used. Yes. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
All
it
right,
would be control and engineering. And you've got 2 momentum if you want to use them in any way.
I will use one of those.
I go ahead and roll me one more die then.
Get it off. God, by the prophets.
So you start doing this, and it's you can't get the thought of Ensign Sarala removing that shield from the other shuttle out of your mind, and you just completely lose track of what you're doing. But yeah, go ahead and make me another control and engineering, but go ahead and give yourself an extra die this time.
Okay, GM.
That's it. 5 successes. So that is definitely one of those eureka moments I was talking about.
Oh, sweet.
So, because you got 2 crits there, which is awesome. So it won't generate additional momentum, but now all further tasks will be only difficulty 1. And essentially, each successful thing you do ticks off 3 bars of that extended task.
Okay. So I go back to task roll 2, but complication range 1.
The complication range is 1. You go back to 2 because you've only got 2 dice now, but it's only a difficulty 1 roll.
Okay. That's right, Damari. Make progress. Focus.
So give me another one of those, please. And you are making good progress here. And so, Ensign, you're looking at this this pad that Tok gave you. You're looking at the shield generator. Are you prepared to begin his instructions?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're just following directions, This is going to be a control engineering roll. Difficulty 2.
All right.
I'm going to
So
say you have small craft focus, right?
I do.
It's going to apply in this case because you're working on a shuttlecraft.
So if you said difficulty 2, do you mean complication?
It's just the number of successes you need. The complication range will always be 1 unless I tell you otherwise.
So my task roll is 2.
I'm sorry?
I need to roll a die for control and a die for engineering, correct?
So that you'll be picking control and engineering, and you're rolling. The task roll will be 2. All right. So you start following the steps, and you manage to get everything unplugged, and you think you did it right. Nothing sparked. But you have the shield, basically the shield generator component that you can hand off to Tak. This will make flying the shuttle potentially more dangerous. If you fly it back to the lab at all.
Okay.
But Tak, so we will come back to you guys over here. Commander Nora, you're kind of keeping watch outside. You actually begin to hear some of the hoots and howls that you heard before from the Neanderthals.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly you hear an increased, almost more of a panicked shriek, and then silence for a moment. And
If I can get high ground, I'm going to climb on top of something and wish I had a bigger phaser.
So you can easily clamber up on top of one. So the base is kind of made up of these modular sections that just kind of link together, and you can climb up on top of one of them. And you look around, and you do see so there was a kind of an open field near the facility. You see what looks like one of the Neanderthals laying down in the grass at a distance. It's maybe 30 meters from your position. 30, you could call that 30 yards or 300. Wait, no. Yeah, 300 feet.
No.
I don't know.
90 feet.
90 feet.
Measuring on Castle Mac is not... We're not renowned for being terribly good at it.
I understand the meters.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm...
How many feet in a foot?
Do I see anything around it? Or is it just there by itself?
It's laying there. You don't see anything immediately around it, but you definitely see blood.
All right, I'm going
Make me a presence and security roll. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay. All right. Not that it matters. I'm still going to take a quick 360 survey, and I'll hop down and carefully make my way over to the fallen Neanderthal.
And as you start stepping out that direction, you spending 2 threat. You see a shift in the grass, this taller grass around the facility, and a large. Basically, it just looks like a streak of black leaps out towards you in from the grass and attempts to strike you.
I shoot it, and I think I'm don't remember where I put my list of focuses, the actual meaning of them.
What your focuses are just kind of. Are you talking about your talents?
She definitely has hand phasers as a focus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, shoot. Yeah, no, that won't do what I want to do. Yeah, I'll just shoot it.
Okay. We'll say this is just this. So it's going to be an attack is always control and security. A ranged attack is always control security. Difficulty 2, if I remember correctly.
No, that's the wrong. Wait, is that the right one or the wrong one?
That's your damage roll.
Okay.
So you try to aim, but it's just closing too quickly, and you fire off a beam, but it just misses the creature that you can now see is this large black panther-like creature as it streaks by and attempts to hit you with its claws.
Can I dodge?
Well, you do dodge out of the way in this case as it lands down kind of quickly onto all fours and quickly turns around to look at you again. And you're face to face. Basically, you could reach out and touch it. It's right in your face.
Does it look like it's about to leap again?
It looks pretty pissed.
I'm going to not do my first instinct, and I'm probably just going to take aim and try and shoot it again.
Okay, so taking aim is an actual thing, which that lets you roll one of your dice, re-roll one of your d20s on your attack. So that's a minor action, and then your task roll, control security.
Just go hand to hand.
What's
I
a
was going to
cat?
punch it, actually. That was my first thing.
Please punch the cat.
Mine was just to whack it.
So go ahead and you can roll one more die as that re-roll. You manage to hit this Xerxes Panther that is in front of you. Go ahead and roll the that damage roll. Wow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 damage, and it's you hit it hard. I'm gonna spend one of my threat to avoid taking a real injury. And it comes in to try to bite you. So this will be contested daring and security. So I'm going to roll daring and security, and you need to roll to attempt to avoid the blow.
I roll 2 or 1.
2. But the Panther manages to connect. You kind of try to block it with your arm, and it lands on your arm. Whew. That's gonna hurt.
Phaser arm or other arm?
Whichever one you think you would block with.
Probably my left arm, not my right.
Is that your shooting arm?
No.
Okay. So the Panther has Vicious 1, which essentially means every one of those little Starfleet symbols I rolled counts as an extra damage, but they already count as 1 damage. So that's 1, 2, 3.
Does she have an arm?
She does still have an arm. So you can actually. So one of the things we never got to do because nobody ever really got injured. Oh wait, how much momentum do you guys have? Oh yeah, you can give me threat too. So you're gonna take a lot of stress damage here. So that is how much stress do you have in total?
12.
That's not more than that's not 12, is it? Okay. She does still have an arm, but you're definitely missing a large piece of it, and your sleeve is basically gone. But you can right now. So right now, what will happen is either you're going to take an injury, which essentially incapacitates you for the remainder of the combat, or you can you can give me more threat, and you can avoid that injury and attempt to do one more thing before your stress overwhelms you in this scenario.
Would I be able to scream from the pain and?
Oh yeah, you're screaming for sure.
Okay, that won't cost me anything.
That won't cost you anything.
Screaming's free.
Screaming's free here at Castle Mac.
I'm assuming because if I get bitten, I'm going to scream my head off.
Yes.
Scream your arm off.
And then just try for point blank, right where he's got my arm. Just go and point blank it right to the underneath his chin if I can.
I won't even make a roll for that since he's point blank. So just roll me some damage dice with you're hitting it with the phaser or punching it. Okay. So you take aim and you fire kind of right into the head there. That's a boatload of damage again. That actually brings the Panther. You feel it kind of still biting, lingering on your arm. And as you just kind of point the phaser down on its head and fire, you feel a sudden release, and the creature falls down on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to swear a bit, and then I'm going to run over and grab the Neanderthal by the wrist. Oh wait, I can't. I have one. My other arm's basically unusable, right?
Yeah, essentially now, until you get medical attention, basically anything you do that's going to require lifting or really moving anything is going to be really difficult or practically impossible. And serious medical treatment, not like a first aid kit.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick look at the Neanderthal. How badly is it hurt?
It's still breathing, but it's pretty badly hurt. It's got like a big slash across its chest. You can see the same kind of distance of the claws. You guys heard the scream, by the way.
Everyone?
You and I.
The captain.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
How much and how many bones are showing?
Both. 2 bones.
There's definitely some bone showing with this wound.
All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Keep my eyes basically on it, but I can't drag it, and I'm gonna go back to safety. So I'm gonna start backing up back towards the base, scanning everywhere, trying to keep my eyes on everything.
Okay, and as you get up to the base, because this is such a severe injury you've taken, go ahead and make me. This is going to be fitness, and we'll say security. This is more or less seeing if you can stay awake. Oh. You are still awake. You are in agonizing pain. But you are awake for the time being.
How much stress did I take?
You are at 12.
Can the counselor and I kind of come out the door, phasers drawn, as Commander Nora is like starting to collapse or something?
You come out, you see Nora with basically this much of her sleeve is gone. There's this giant bloody hole essentially in her arm.
But she's still stoic.
She's still awake and standing.
Yeah, I would run up and speak. Number 1, what happened?
Panther sort of thing hit one of the Neanderthals. I think it's dead, but there's one over there. It's badly hurt.
I don't mean to alarm you, but the amount of blood that you're losing is shocking. We should stabilize you right now.
Yeah, I'm aware. She looks a little stressed now. She's going from stoic to just...
All right. We've got a plan, Commander. Let's get inside, get that wound taken care of. I'll go grab that Neanderthal, and I'll just start running towards the pile.
Yeah.
But like behind him, you'll hear me screaming out, "But Captain, protocol would."
You make it over to that Neanderthal. You're just dragging them back in.
Yeah, I'll be dragging with one hand and phaser in the other hand.
So you get up there and you see this large black panther. This thing is huge. Commander Nora's lucky to get away with her life. But you also look, and perhaps intentionally, perhaps not, it is definitely dead from a point blank phaser blast like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, when I get back, I'll rejoin them and take a look at the commander before returning to preparing the pulse.
Okay. And just for the first aid to stabilize the commander here, where I hate it when I'm looking at something and then I immediately lose track of where it is. It's just going to be control medicine, not difficulty 1, just to stabilize the commander, whoever wants to attempt the first aid.
That's on the counselor.
There's lots of blood.
So I'm doing
Control and medicine.
control, medicine, complication range 1, task roll 1,
2. You always roll 2 dice.
task roll 2.
Yep.
And I will remember that every time.
Mm-hmm. All right. You've managed to stabilize the commander. Commander, you still can't use that arm. And you are injured formally, according to game rules.
Okay.
But yeah, you're stable for the time being.
Come to Xerxes IV, we'll have a few laughs.
Xerxes IV, it's the place to be. Yeah. So you gather up. Are you ready to make your attempt at the pulse?
Yeah, I think so.
So you only have 1 momentum.
Yeah, I'm throwing it in.
All right. None momentum.
What am I rolling, GM?
It's going to be a daring.
Just daring.
Just daring.
Pure
A daring.
Daring science?
Daring science.
All right.
Difficulty 4. Somebody can assist you,
All right.
which hopefully someone does.
All right, yeah, I think. All right, Commander, you rest easy. Counselor, I'm ready. I need everything from that EPS conduit. If you could route that into the Yep, exactly like that. All right, here we go. Hold on to your butts, everybody.
So roll me them dice.
Oh, gods.
Commander Drell, roll me a... I guess this would be control. No, it'll be daring science as well. You're just gonna... It's task roll 1, though, this time.
Ugh. Trying to see if I have any foci.
Value. Anything you can throw at this? Did you already use your determination?
I did. I used my determination. Have you used your determination yet, Raven? You can add an automatic success, automatic critical success if you have 1 determination.
I haven't used anything.
Okay, let me take a look here to see if anything is applicable. Yeah, so I'm going to say, Drell, you have one of your values is a starship is a home, its crew, a family. It's kind of taking the situation. You see the captain, you see the severely injured Commander Nora. I think that would play to that value. As you're trying to not only save the rest of these people here, you're trying to also save your fellow crewmates.
I just met her. I don't care. I'm just kidding. Oh my God.
And everyone dies.
I love how you were arguing for the value.
Yeah, I love it. That's a thing that I have. How would that add any? How do I get to use
So
it?
when you can invoke one of your values, you can spend a point of determination. So everybody starts with some determination. You can spend the determination, and the big thing that you can do with it is you can basically just give yourself an automatic critical success.
Okay, I'll use it.
All right. Automatic additional success from the assist roll. That gives you 5 successes, actually. I deleted all my momentum tokens by accident.
Oops.
And there's definitely no dogs around here.
Is that a Xerxes wolf?
That
What
is
I'm
a
hearing?
Xerxes Wolfhound. What? I'll find it. That's not a big deal. You have 1 momentum, though.
Cool.
And as you're pulling this all together, Captain, you've got the pulse ready to go. You do know also you're gonna need to get out of this room because you don't want to be right next to this thing as it goes off.
Yeah, he'll set the countdown timer. Like, all right, counselor, go, counselor, and I'll execute it. I mean, on a timer.
And you,
I'll grab the commander.
you hear the hum of the generator just building up and higher and higher and higher, and it just as you even feel this pulse kind of pass through you, and Counselor, actually, as you're hit with this pulse because you've been affected by the devolution, you kind of feel it's like like as it passes through, you feel basically like a tingling sensation. But suddenly, that paranoia you've been feeling is gone, and you're beginning to feel the effects of the devolution leave you.
I forgot that I was paranoid last time. I definitely should have written that down.
That's
I feel
okay.
so much better now.
And as the pulse stretches out, even some time passes, and you guys over at the Waverider, you feel this kind of energy pass by you guys. You don't know what it's from, but you feel this wave of energy pass over yourselves in the ship. And as you guys make your way back outside, your plan to pull in the Neanderthals seems to have worked. After the Panther was eliminated from the situation, and it seemed everyone was gone, you now come outside and you see gathered around the remaining members of the science facility crew, all unconscious in various states of food smeared on their faces on this landing pad. And as you look at them, you even see like some of their facial features morphing back, like their brow ridges are like shrinking, and they're moving back into a more humanoid form. Seems to have worked.
I'll try in desperation my comm badge. Logan to Damari. Do you read me?
Do I, GM?
Nope.
Got it.
All right, I'll look up, and I imagine we have like 20, maybe 15 minutes left or something.
Yep.
Come on, Sarala.
And it takes 5 to get from our location to there.
It's practically no time in the shuttle.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time is counting down. So you guys back over at the Waverider. You just felt this pulse of energy pass through you.
That's from the base.
It also has grown suddenly quiet, except for the sounds of the encroaching storm.
We are running out of time, Ensign. Do you have that component for the shield generator?
Yes, I help. Does this look right, sir? And I
GM
hand
does
him the
look
part.
It does look right. You do notice that one of the wires that should be there is not. But you're confident you can jury rig something to make it work, though. It's good enough for government work.
Okay, set it over here. I'm going to hook it up as I finish the last of the power systems. Again, Ensign, whatever pre-flight checks you can make, obviously without power for the moment, prepare yourself.
Don't forget somebody has to go pick them up from the base.
I
Are
was
you guys going to take the Waverider to the base? Or?
That's what I thought we were doing.
Okay, yeah, I just wasn't sure what your plan was.
Sorry.
All right. So, Talk, the time is counting down. You've got, let's see here. You've got to make 2 more successful rolls here to finish putting the Waverider back together and installing your secondary shield generator.
Okay. Here's my first roll. Sup, dog?
Boom. You generated some momentum for you guys. You've got 2 momentum now.
That's it. We're up. We're up. Boop, 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 boop.
I need 1 more roll from you to finalize this.
All right. Installing secondary shield generator just over propulsion systems.
Boom. 3 momentum now. And as you link in that last piece, you see everything on the component just light up. And you've managed to rig this secondary shield generator into the system. The Waverider hums to life. All the consoles light up. Sarala, the Waverider is ready to fly.
All right. I'm going to take a quick jaunt over there, pick up our crew members. So I just do I need to roll that, or is it?
This will be. This is easy enough. You quickly take off and.
Hey, real quick, what about the Neanderthals that are in the Waverider?
We didn't have any in there.
We didn't have the ones tied up in there? Yeah, that we stunned when we first landed.
So the pulse seems to have anybody who is fully devolved has been knocked unconscious by the pulse.
But they would recognize, I think, right when they kind of head back towards the cabin.
You would notice that they are the deformed facial features are beginning to mutate back into human shape.
So they weren't in the shuttle, or were they?
They were. They
Okay.
were.
Yeah.
You guys tied them up.
Yeah. All right. Then we'll have already brought them in. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
They were in the Waverider.
No, they were in the Waverider. When we very first landed, we fought them just outside of the Waverider.
Oh, okay.
And the commander tied them up inside the Waverider.
It's all right if you forget. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago.
All right. I think I'll just make a personal note that they're clearly getting better.
All right. And Sarala, you lift the craft up and you do this quick turn towards the lab, and you jet over there. almost breaking the sound barrier on the way, but it's too short of a trip. And you swiftly land the Waverider, and dust starts flying up as you land, and it's gracefully set down. Time is ticking. Everybody left needs to be loaded onto the Waverider.
Yeah, Logan will be trying to organize everyone like, all right, come on, there's no time for personal items. Get in that shuttle. Lieutenant, get in that shuttle. Just shouting at all the people.
You're only shouting at your own crew, because all the Neanderthals have to be carried on.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they're not active. Yeah. Scratch all that. He's still shouting at them as they're laying there like,
No
wake
personal
up.
items.
Get on that shuttle. Wake up. All right, yeah. He'll be like firemen carrying one at a time. Get the commander on first.
No, she'll be out. Even though she's hurt, if she can, she'll be holding one with one hand and dragging him as much as she can. He's not sitting down.
Awesome.
Love it. Love it.
Everyone's getting loaded. Right as you get Dr. Ship on, because she was still inside the lab, last person on, ions start landing and cracking on the base and striking different parts of the base. It's time to go.
Ensign, punch it.
All right, Ensign. It's time to pull out of this storm and get us back into orbit.
So, how close is the storm?
The storm is essentially on top of you guys.
So we could really use a speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
Beat it?
Yep.
Okay.
Put the Waverider shuttle up if you need a roll from it.
So I'll lift off, and then... This looks pretty dire, Captain. Look, I know this is likely against protocol, and it's a little dangerous, but I think it will get us out of here. They don't teach us at Starfleet, but a racing trick buddy invented the Brinkman draft, and I think that if we bypass the ship's safety limiters for some more speed and maneuverability, I can get us past the storm.
Protocol be damned, Ensign. Do it.
But
I'm going to furiously start on the computer as soon as she says it, knowing that it might be approved. Start trying to manually modulate the shield frequencies to keep them both in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to keep the port EPS conduit from feeding back.
So what exactly is involved in this? Sorry, what was the maneuver called again?
If we change the shield harmonics to partially accept some of the storm's atmospheric ion discharge, we could shunt the discharge to the engine.
Okay.
I love it. I just want to say that was awesome.
Shunt the
I,
discharge.
Sean, love it. Talk does not.
I, as Drow, do not.
All right, I'll take about.
I'm like, this is so unsafe on so many different levels.
It's better than getting caught in that ion storm.
All right. So this is some kind of roll.
I'm thinking daring
Yes, definitely daring.
on.
Yes,
Can
yeah,
I
daring.
assist with the shield? I'll dump it into the auxiliary shield that we have.
Yes. So, and it's actually a good thing you installed that auxiliary shield. So it's going to be daring and con and an assist. Are you assisting, or are you going to use something from the ship to assist?
I can. Let's do the ship because we have it.
All right.
What
The ship.
I know you can.
Rider up.
So with the ship, it's going to be structure
Okay,
and security.
got it.
This isn't like a normal thing we can do, but I'm going to say because you installed that temporary secondary shield generator, make your security value 2 instead of 1.
Okay,
You should just be able to edit it, I think.
edited.
And go ahead and apply a focus. All right. Ensign, give me that daring con roll.
So can I also use a focus? I have 3 that might apply.
You really only need 1.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, throw a momentum in there too, Sierra. Because we got 3 right
Right.
now.
Also, if you want to use a determination, you definitely could right now. I feel like any one of your values would totally apply right now. Fortune
Hold
favors
it
gold.
together.
Propulsion is a science. Navigation is an art.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let you use the point of determination.
I have one marked on my sheet already. Is
That means you
from-
have it. If you click on the determination name, it'll get rid of it. That's how you go to 0. Click on
Okay.
like the actual word
and then
determination.
click on it again.
So basically, you use it and it goes away.
Oh,
Yep.
gotcha.
So eventually, it can be recovered later.
But for momentum, I want to actually.
So
that
momentum.
That's an extra die.
So you're going to take an extra die, and with your determination, the main thing that people use is they use it to give yourself an automatic crit, which you could do that, and that does not count in your dice pool. So you'd be rolling 3 dice, and you'd already have a 4th one with a success.
Okay.
Or you could save it to re-roll all of them. Null department. I don't know why it says that. So, do you want to use the determination to give yourself? Oh, you already rolled. Do you want to use the determination to give yourself an automatic crit, or do you want to use it for a reroll?
I would like the crit.
With the crit, you score 5 successes.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, actually 6. Which is, because of this crazy racing maneuver I've never heard of, I was calling this difficulty 5. You guys get another momentum back. And you're all sitting there. If anyone's not seated, this is going to be uncomfortable. And as Sarala lifts the ship up, she turns it away from the storm and keys in a few things. See some of the ship system monitor. You see like the flow of the shields kind of changing, and more of it's flowing towards the back. And then suddenly the ship just it almost for a second feels like you've gone into impulse speed, which in the atmosphere rarely do people ever go full impulse. You have just darted off. Anyone not seated is on the ground. You are all pushed way back into your seats. As you're pulling up, you see actually the speed that you're ascending is actually, you're beginning to see some heat lick off the front of the ship because you're just going through the atmosphere that quickly. And you pull off, the heat dissipates, and you're left there floating in clear space in orbit of Xerxes IV, successfully avoiding the intense ion storm. And as you break atmosphere, the comm panel immediately lights up, which I guess would be in front of the captain at this point.
All right, he'll flip it on. Excalibur, go ahead.
Oh gosh, failure. Captain, this is the Avalon. Is everything all right? We've been trying to contact you.
There was a bit of a situation, but everything's all right now, Ensign Kier. Prep medical bay, or prep sick bay. We've got the commander's pretty hurt.
Aye, sir.
And we've got 13 souls who could use a once-over.
I'll inform the doctor, and we'll be prepared with emergency medical teams. And you easily guide the ship back towards the Avalon.
I think on the way, Logan would kind of turn in his seat and just look at everyone, like, everyone all right?
I have just a ridiculous grin on my face.
Yeah.
I'm still half poisoned.
Yeah.
I'm by that Neanderthal. Commander is almost dead.
I think while holding my arm, I'm just going to lean over to the captain and just go, "Sir, is hold on to your butts a common human term, or is it just Starfleet captains?"
I think he'd grin pretty wide. Oh, no, it's a classic human piece of cinema. I think it's in the ship's databases. I'll show you sometime.
Right. Okay.
I
Lean
guess
back.
while I'm I'm here. This is the first time, counselor. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again as well. Hopefully we can take back up on those sessions.
Of course.
Ensign, you keep those tricks coming. That was something. Never seen flying like that.
Thank you, Captain. I'm relieved it worked out. Brinkman died trying it.
I think he'll just...
Oh my god, I'm just going to just be like, no, oh no.
I was like, well, I'm glad we didn't, Ensign.
Yeah, Ensign, you'll definitely be able to take note that you successfully completed the first Brinkman maneuver, I think you said it was called.
The Brinkman draft. I might have said
Draft.
maneuver, but I meant draft.
The Brinkman draft. Let me just write that down because that's awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was awesome.
All right.
You guys cruise back to the Avalon. It's an easy docking procedure. Won't make you make any rolls for it.
Docking back up under the saucer section.
Yep. As when you left, as the inside of the ship turned to space, you watch as the window fills with the inside of the Waverider bay, which is lit faintly by red light because it's depressurized at the moment. Waverider comes up in, you hear the sounds of the ship sealing around it, and a few seconds pass and lights return to normal. Back of the Waverider opens, and there's already several of the medical team waiting there to shuttle off injured people.
Yeah, Logan will help Commander Nora off the ramp and hand her to one of the medical teams.
Okay. Yep, you do that. And everyone has managed to be moved to sickbay. It's a little crowded in sickbay. Your sickbay doesn't have that many bio beds, much to the chagrin of your ship's doctor. But everyone gets treated. Commander Nora, you'll make a full recovery in time. Not too long, but... And Tak, you get your poison taken care of. You're glad to be back on a starship.
Yep.
Where everything feels right again.
Not
outside anymore.
Bay and getting... I'm going to put my hands against the hull to feel the vibrations of the warp drive.
Yep. You feel that familiar vibration of the warp drive. And yeah, you're all back on board Avalon. Is there anything you'd like to do besides...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Question.
Yes,
Is the Xerxes Panther in the ship's database? And please say yes.
Yes, it is.
All right, great. Then I am going to replicate a synthesized head, like mounted on like a head mount, and I'm going to bring that to the commander, as she's recovering in sick bay.
Yeah, you can do that. You are, when you look at it in the database, it's you're looking at it and you're like, those measurements don't seem to add up to what I saw on the surface.
Yeah.
The Xerxes Panther was also devolved to a more primitive and dangerous state on the planet. But you do a little bit of tweaking, and you think it's closer to what you saw on the planet.
And I think he'll walk into sick bay kind of carrying that, be like, I thought you could use a memento.
Have they given me something stronger than I thought, sir?
No, what? You never... Big game hunting was never a tradition for you, huh?
No, not against amongst my family, but I think I'll like this one.
Well, you definitely earned it. I think this one's a bit less fearsome than the one you actually fell. About 3 times the size as they were in the ship's database. I had to resize this several times to even get it close, but I think it'll do.
when you originally looked at the the specifications for the Xerxes Panther, it's actually in the database. It's referred to as the Xerxes tree cat, and it's not much larger than like a house cat.
Yeah, he probably would have been like, "Wait, what?" That was good work today, number one.
Thank you, sir.
We rescued 14 people from an otherwise fairly terrible fate, so we can definitely sleep well tonight. Well earned.
We did good work, sir.
I think he'll just kind of prop the cat head like on the side of her bed. Like, all right, well, I'll see you on the bridge when you're ready.
One of the nurses on the other side of the sick bay is just kind of looking at you like, whatever. They just go back.
When and only when I'm by myself, I'll just scratch it.
Yeah.
Did anyone want to do anything else as you've arrived back? All right.
I got a thing. I'm going to program something specifically into the replicator, and then I'm going to head to Ensign Sarala's quarters.
Okay.
Come in?
Oh. Is the other ensign in there?
No, Ensign Kier's on the bridge.
Ensign Kier. Okay. Ensign Sarala.
Oh,
A bird told me that you have interest in xenogastrobiology, tasting other foods.
xenogastroethnology. Yes, sir.
That's it. My father was a Bajoran cook in Sausalito. I brought you Hasperat, his specific recipe. They call it fire in a pastry shell.
Ooh, sounds fascinating. Thank you. Can't wait to try this.
I wanted to express my gratitude. You saved my life, and I hope you know that I'm eternally grateful. So this
Of
is
course.
that.
Of course, that's what colleagues do, right?
It is. Which brings up the second thing. I'm sure that race car driving is a dangerous thing. However, there's only one person involved. When you came back to save me, that was disobeying a direct order. And then you've also justified a truly incredible maneuver, but potentially at the cost of the rest of the ship. The captain enjoyed it, and I understand. But it's something to think about. I hope you enjoy the Hasperat.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not looking mad, more like disappointed, Dad.
Oh, nah.
No,
I'm not
disappointed,
mad.
Dad.
I'm just disappointed.
Like, I mean, compassionate.
I like the idea that you leave and the captain's like, that was awesome, by the way. That was fucking awesome.
Doors close.
I'll pause a moment outside the door and head back to my quarters.
All right.
All right. I would like to have all the senior staff debrief with Dr. Ship, including the ensign, and call everyone to the conference room.
It's a few hours later. Everyone's had some time to recover. You can even get your sleeve back if you like, Commander Nora. And you all gather in the briefing room on deck 1.
Well, Dr. Ship, are your people recovering?
Yes, Captain. They seem to all be recovering quite well. Thank you. If it wasn't for Commander Drell and everyone's efforts down there, I think there'd be 15 corpses on that planet right now.
Commander Ship, this wouldn't be a Starfleet vessel worth a damn if we didn't look out for each other. It's our pleasure. Well, everyone. Irromatic syndrome. Dr. Ship, your research. We couldn't recover much. Is there any hope?
I still think there may be hope in the future for... and I actually think surprisingly, this event may lead us to some sort of potential cure to at least ease the symptoms of those suffering from this very event. The information we gathered when we were working on the cure for the devolution almost goes hand in hand with the same work we were doing on the degenerative side of the disorder. We think in maybe a few years we could slow the degradation of the synaptic pathways related to the disease.
Understood. Well, we're prepared to take your team back to Starbase 234. Hopefully you can find a new location to continue your research, and if there's anything else we can do to assist you, don't hesitate to let us know.
Of course. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll go see how the rest of my team is faring.
Of course.
Dr. Ship.
Yes, Commander Drill.
And I'll just hold Dr. Ship's hand just as like a goodbye.
She smiles and puts her hand on top of yours. Thank you, really, for everything. And she steps out of the briefing room.
Commander, has the climatology lab completed their research of the ion storm? Are we prepared to break orbit and head to Starbase 234?
Yes, they have. Which commander are you talking to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to number one. I'll specify that. Sorry. We've got 3 commanders.
You just
Is he talking to me? No.
Yeah, they would have completed their research, and it does seem to be that the phenomenon of this ion storm is actually something that seems to naturally occur on Xerxes IV. But every time a survey team has been here, they've never actually seen it happening. So it's based on some of the work they do, and they run some models. This is basically something that happens to Xerxes IV every roughly 1,000 years. And the planet's been going through this cycle of devolution and evolution, and then restarting it over and over again. They can't pinpoint. It'll take more time. It would take more time to pinpoint the actual cause of the phenomenon itself. But that would probably be a long-term science project. And at this time, in the meantime, you've actually received orders from Admiral Nechayev to bring the science team back to 234. And she's leaving the further research to Xerxes IV to another vessel.
Well, all right, everyone, back to your stations.
Everyone, I think, would make their way back to their stations. And it would be the shift when essentially everyone would be on the bridge. The counselor doesn't have to be on the bridge, but she can be, certainly.
Oh, yeah, we got a seat for the counselor up there.
But you're all on the bridge. You're ready to make your way back to Starbase 234. The ship is in your hands.
Ensign, punch in a course, Starbase 234.
Yes, Cap.
Ensign, nothing out of the ordinary here. Warp 4, engage.
And the Avalon streaks into warp, and you're on your way back to Starbase 234. And the credits roll.
Woo!
Stopped a little early today, but it seems like just such a perfect spot. I don't want to drag it on unnecessarily.
Yeah, man. You don't want to start like a new thing for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Cool, that was fun.
But that was awesome.
I put the game ball to Sierra. That the Brinkman drift is.
The Brinkman drift had me geeking.
Yeah, that was so good.
And then I got in trouble, though.
Yeah, but that's half the fun.
You only Yeah, whatever. There's some saying I'm sure that someone's already said about like, you can't win if you don't take chances.
Nothing risked, nothing gained.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I, Sean O'Hara, loved it. Talk, the chief engineer who suffered. Like, no.
I think it'll be really fun to have that kind of ongoing too, because I mean, the captain, one of his values is push everything to the limit. So if he hears, like, you posit, well, if we do this highly risky thing, but we'll get it out of there, he's going to be like, yeah, let's do it. But Doc is the opposite.
The whole time we'll be like, this violates protocol 80,
I love it. Yeah.
87C and 80C.
Not to mention the addendum from the Conference of Vulcan
Which, might I
2391.
remind you, was added only after you yourself.
Your words, Captain.
These are your words. All right, guys, let's launch a raid, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with episode 4. That was great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Let's launch a raid right now on... Ooh, welcome party's up. Let's go say hello to them.
Party.
Hey, if you guys are watching on YouTube right now, don't forget to mash that subscribe button.
Let's all say it. Mash that subscribe button.
All right, see ya.
Oh, okay.